Welcome back everyone, I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm going to be showing you how to draw the head of the sea monster Leviadon. So this drawing was done by Kurtis Dawe originally, and the reference image was sent to me by one of my subscribers, Maddox Songhurst, who has an Instagram account which you guys should go follow, and yeah, he requested this drawing, so shout out to Maddox. And the equipment I'm going to be using today is a Graph Gear 500 mechanical pencil, an eraser, and some paper. So once you get those things out, we will begin the outline. Okay, so we're going to space out the head on our piece of paper. So we're going to begin with like an oval shape because the Leviadon is going to have its mouth closed for this drawing. Maybe I'll do a tutorial later with a full body drawing of Leviadon, but not today. We're just going to do the head, and we're going to put a little bit of the neck in because it'd be weird just to draw the head with no attachment, with no neck. The eye is going to be surprisingly like right here, so almost in the middle, a little bit to the right. It's going to have a weird jawline, curves down, then curves back up, curves back down. So it's almost like a slope. Then it's got a very, very thick bottom jaw, almost as thick as the upper jaw, which makes it have the appearance that it's got a very strong bite. I'm going to draw like a little mountain for the brow ridge, which slopes down and slopes back up as it connects to the neck. It's got a very bumpy face. It's going to have a small cavity right here. But yeah, the picture is mostly dominated by these amazingly large teeth that the sea monster possesses. And these look almost like the Indominus Rex's teeth, except times like 100. They're like massive. Then a really cool thing on this Leviadon head is there's a bunch of these spikes attached to the lower jaw. And there's a bunch of wrinkles which continue to the neck. There's a small row that goes on the side of the face. It's got a very large eye. But yeah, that is the basic outline. I think the head ends right about here. And that's where the neck begins. And we actually don't have to draw that much of the neck. I'll just erase the edges there. But yeah, this is the basic outline. We're definitely going to make it look a lot better than this in just a few minutes. So for this next stage, we're going to be cleaning some things up. I call it the refinement stage. So be sure to have your eraser on hand, because oftentimes I'm very messy during the outline stage. I have to clean that stuff up. So I think we're gonna focus on the teeth first. It's gonna have some massive bottom teeth. Then there's this really large, it's almost like a canine that comes from the top jaw. It's slightly covered by one of those bottom teeth. And then I'm gonna erase here and have another top jaw tooth, and then another bottom jaw tooth. And sort of make them triangular where they attach. And then I'll do one last bottom jaw tooth, and then the rest I think will be upper jaw teeth, which will fade and get smaller and smaller. So let's just connect the jaw. If you have a shading pencil, be sure to get that out. I have this tiny 4B pencil, which I like a lot. I'm going to do some tiny shading between the teeth. I want the jaw to look like it's slightly cracked open. Or I guess it's one of those bites that even if it bit down fully, there'd still be a little bit of space in between the two jaws. Okay, next, well, actually we can add a little bit more detail to these teeth, giving them some grain, some light lines, like so. So cool. And it reminds me of a dragon, and I love dragons, so this is going to be fun. Next, let's draw the eye. The eye is very cool, as you guys probably saw in the reference image. It's blue, and it might be cool just to draw the eye by itself, a blue color, and leave the rest of it black and white, the eyeball. Alright, so let's draw on the pupil right there. Do like a crescent moon shape, which we're going to keep blank. So do not draw inside that crescent moon shape. And draw a bunch of lines leading toward the pupil to make the eye look more realistic. Wow, so cool. Okay, so let's draw some wrinkles or eyelids so the eye doesn't look so creepy. I mean, it looks kind of creepy already, honestly, but yeah. Also gonna shade a little bit on the top of the eye. Okay, so let's add a few wrinkles. Alright, so next I think we're gonna work on all these like bumps and the gnarly part of the face. I can't really tell where the nose is, but there is like this weird little like crack. So I think this might be the nostril up near the front of the snout. This ridge is going to curve down. There's a bunch of wrinkles inside this cavity. I'm going to shade that in. Okay, so let me add some little spikes on the top of this ridge. Bunch of saw teeth. And draw some lines curving upwards. And then we can put in these little teeth, or these little spikes, I should say. You don't want to kiss this guy on the cheek, that's for sure. It's got face protection. So we've completed those, and there's actually like a little mini row beneath the main row. So we can't leave those out. I'm going to draw a bunch of these lines, because each one is almost like its own individual plate. Then we have some lines coming up in between the different teeth. So be sure to put those in. And then right now we can just give the face like a little bit more texture. Add some like hatching lines. You could add scales, but at this point I'm not going to be doing any scaling because that would just take too much time during the tutorial. Yeah, the main thing is to make the eye look very realistic. I'm going to shade under this cavity. And there's a bunch of little spikes that we should put in. And right here they're kind of scattered about. And sort of like the top of the neck starts right about here. Some spikes. But yeah, overall I think it looks pretty good for this stage. I might come back later and do a little bit more. But we got the main things put in. So now we can move on to the bottom jaw, which is almost equally challenging to draw because of all the action that's going on down there. So I'm going to draw one main line, then erase some of the lines we don't need. Get that out of the way. And then now we can begin those bottom spikes. They'll look very cool, almost like a beard. A spiky beard. See, this is making it look more balanced now. They've got spikes on the bottom and the top. But yeah, well actually, what we should do next is draw a bunch of these lines. Starting at the bottom and going to the top. Draw one line between each of these spikes. Like so. And this will make it slightly easier on us. We're adding in more of these spikes. It's kind of hard to draw these because they're like poking out directly at us. Poking out sideways, so you're sort of looking at them front on. If you know what I mean. And here they point out a little bit to the back. I need to sharpen this pencil. Yeah, about 4 for each space is pretty good. Like I'm doing right now. And they actually sort of fade as we get closer to the front of the bottom jaw. Yeah, by then by the very front there's just this first spike which starts off the pattern. I'll put some quick shadows underneath the top jaw teeth. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Wow, we've come a long way since our humble outline. But now let's draw some of this baggy neck, or baggy throat I should say. Be careful not to draw on the spikes there. It's got like a baggy lizard-like throat which connects to the neck. It's got a big throat. This thing could probably swallow, I don't know, a bunch. Probably could swallow a human quite easily. But yeah, there's this ridge that starts. And it's got a bunch of wrinkles that go up and down. And of course there are spikes on top of this. And there's like a bunch of these little like bumps here and there that come out of the skin. It's a very rough looking creature. It could be like those barnacles that grow on the whales. like on humpback whales. Or it could be actual like, natural spikes that come out. But anyways, guys, I think we'll move on to the next stage, which will be adding some shading, and then we'll be done. So the point of shading is to make stuff look more three-dimensional, to make it look more realistic. So therefore we gotta know where the light is coming from. So in this case, the light is coming from above, which means everything lower on this dinosaur's head is going to be darker. So as you can imagine, that throat is going to be very shaded in, which will make these teeth, or these spikes that come out of the bottom jaw, look a little bit more contrasted, which will make them pop. Gives it a nice effect. So if you don't have shading pencils on hand, just press a little bit harder with whatever you're using. If you're using a pen, then you could do like crosshatch strokes or something like that. I really do need to get a new set of shading pencils. I got like 4 on hand right now. It's like Danny the Dinosaur Drawer has, what, 20,000 subscribers or something, and only 4 shading pencils. I think it's kind of funny. I need to upgrade. So I'm just shading the wrinkles right now. And next, I think we'll add a little bit more shading around the eye area, which could use a little bit more. So guys, if you've not checked out my vlog channel, Danny Adventure Vlogs, be sure to do so. I'll have a link in the description below. Or you could just search it on YouTube, Danny Adventure Vlogs. And you can click on a video to verify it's me. You'll hear the sound of my voice and be like, oh yeah, that's Danny the Dinosaur Drawer. But I'd really appreciate it if you guys would go check it out. And if you think it looks like an interesting channel, be sure to subscribe, because I really would like to reach 1,000 subscribers on that channel. So if you do that, I would really appreciate it. But anyways, this looks really cool now that we're shading it in. And you could add scales to make this drawing look even more detailed and stuff, but it's going to be time consuming. But do whatever it takes to make the drawing look the best it possibly can. So around the teeth, I think we can add a little bit of shading to make them stand out a little bit better. This will also make the upper jaw look a little bit more curved. Whoops, I sort of drew on my tooth there. I'll erase that. Alright, this looks really good. The other area that we could shade a little bit is, I guess a little bit more on the bottom jaw, like beneath each of these spikes. But that is optional because they look pretty cool already. Gonna add just a little bit more color to the bottom jaw because it is beneath the upper jaw, so it's going to be more shaded in general. Alright, so we are pretty much done. I mean, drawing is technically like never really done. There's always like a little bit you could do, but we're getting close to being done with like the main stuff. Just adding a little bit more color to the neck to make the head look more balanced. But I'm pretty satisfied with how our drawing looks. We did smudge a bit, so I'm going to have to erase some of that to clean the drawing up. There's still a little bit of a trace of our outline up here, which could also be cleaned up. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and be sure to comment below what you think I should draw next, because I do read the comments. And be sure to check out my vlog channel, like I said earlier, which I would really appreciate. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.